Welcome back everyone to Zuma Fan. So one of the most highly anticipated powerful segments ever is out, that being Pups Save the Sea Sponges, a segment that's all about Zuma's dream. And what are my thoughts? How did I feel about this? Well, I felt like it was just alright. It wasn't that bad and it wasn't that good. I was hoping for something much better than this, but I was also expecting something also worse, and I sort of got put right in the middle. So it starts out with Wally and Zuma going down to this sunken ship. And when they go in, they see a treasure chest, which when opened, it shows that there are these 3 glowing sea sponges. Zuma is really surprised by this, so he hurries up to the surface to tell the pups. We see the pups playing around on the beach before Zuma comes up and tells them about it. After that, he ends up getting tired and falling asleep. Now, before he falls asleep, he does say that the sponges are so cool that he wished that he could just be diving and swimming all the time. Then Rubble asks if he were to do that, how would he ever have time to be on the Paw Patrol? And this is what causes Zuma to have a dream about him not being on the Paw Patrol at all. In his dream, Zuma is a dive instructor, teaching the other Paw Patrol members, along with Ryder and Mayor Goodway. And he's actually going out to sea to give them a new lesson, which is to never dive alone. Smart thing to do there. Once Ryder and some of the pups dive into the water along with Mayor Goodway, they go to the ship that was in the beginning of the segment where Zuma does show off the glowing sea sponges. But of course conflict has to happen, so Mayor Humdinger assumes that the chest is filled with treasure because treasure apparently glows, and so he takes it not knowing that they're filled with just sponges. This whole scenario ends up causing Mayor Goodway and Chickaletta to get stuck inside the ship. And the ship is about to fall even deeper in the ocean, so there's extra problems there. The tension is just killing me. But of course the Paw Patrol do end up saving her, and stealing the sea sponges wouldn't be that bad in of itself, but it turns out that the sponges are actually babies to a mother sponge that's a massive kaiju. This kaiju sponge chases Mayor Humdinger throughout the ocean and even Foggy Bottom. And Zuma eventually swoops in, literally, to save the day and return the babies to the mother. And with the day saved, his dream comes to an end, and so does this segment. So yeah, it's not too bad. The worst part of the segment is obviously Mayor Humdinger being used once again. It's just so unoriginal, and I can kind of understand it. The fact that it's a dream, so obviously it's going to be like memories are going to be kind of played back, and new scenarios are going to happen that are drawn out from things he's already experienced, because that's usually how dreams work. So it makes a little bit of sense, but it's still disappointing regardless. I'm also not sure how I feel about the sea sponges being like the babies to like this massive kaiju sea sponge. I don't know, it seems a little bit too goofy for my liking, but it's a dream, so I guess you can get away with it. But the thing is actually really terrifying. The sounds that it makes, the size, the way that it moves. I felt like if I were a kid watching this, I would actually be terrified of this thing. But there's still a lot of good stuff in here, and I think the best stuff is obviously Zuma's stuff. In his dream, he owns the flounder, and it's painted with the orange and blue color scheme of Zuma, and it looks fantastic. I love the way that it looks. And I really like the idea that Zuma's love for the ocean would still be there even if he wasn't in the Paw Patrol, so he would just be like a diving instructor or teacher. That to me was really cool, to have Zuma dream of himself in this alternate life, still continuing to do what he loves. Also, all the pups, including Ryder, listening to Zuma, because he's the leader, essentially, of all this. The one with the most experience, I think, was awesome. Really shows Zuma in his element, why he's the best at this. Why he is so valuable to the team, even if he doesn't get called on many missions. And yes, Mayor Goodway and Chickaletta being trapped inside of a boat that's about to fall deeper into the ocean, it's nothing new, but it doesn't take up the entire segment like many other times we've had this. It's not the main issue, so it doesn't upset me like it would normally. And of course, the music, animation, and acting is all great. Each episode is just beautiful to look at. Also, one of my favorite parts is the fact that they had their Sea Patroller gear on. They were some of my favorite designs, so seeing them back once again in this new animation and designs were just so wonderful. Zuma looked so good. So overall, even though I was expecting it to be good and bad, I was swaying back and forth on which one it could be. It ended up being in the middle. It was just alright, and there's a lot of positive stuff here and a lot of negative stuff here, but I do think that overall the positives do outweigh the negatives to a degree. Hopefully we get more Zuma focused episodes or segments in future. But anyways, that's all I got for today, so I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.